Hello everyone. I am Samiya Roshni, Assistant Professor of School of Education, Adamas University. So, in this content, we are going to learn or going to discuss about the course language across the curriculum. Unit 3, which is the different strategies for language development. In this content, we are going to learn about the nature of classroom discourse. And for this, we have to know about what is classroom discourse. So you can say that classroom discourse is traditionally describes language both oral and written, used by the teachers and students in the classroom for the purpose of communication. Today, discourse takes a different approach. We have come to realize that the students need to be actively involved in the learning process and in classroom that promote the value of discourse. Students and teachers share responsibility for talking in carefully planned discussion based lessons. Given opportunities for purposeful talking or talk in the classroom, the student practice developing and revisiting new concepts, such as the different concepts, new concepts which they try to explain and question, and also reflect on that particular concept and synthesize and debate on that particular concept. So, in a classroom, the teacher and learners came together and language learning is expected to happen. So, however, this language learning happens as a result of the reactions amongst the teachers and the learners. We need to note that learners do not come empty-handed in the classroom. So we have to remember that they already know or they already have a clear it's not a clear idea. They already have an idea about the concept. It's not at that all new to them. So we can say that the learning takes place in the classroom through interaction. So the teacher can interact with the students, the teacher will talk with the students, the teacher will ask some questions, and in the meantime, the students will also ask some questions to the teachers. And they not only ask the questions to the teachers, but also they can discuss among themselves. So it's a part of the learning whole learning project. And you can say that the aim of every lesson is to facilitate learning and increase learning opportunities for the learner. The language that we use in the classroom plays a very important role in determining the classroom discourse through which the learner engages with the syllabus and materials. Teachers can improve their professional practice by developing a closer understanding of language discourse, specifically by focusing on the complex relationship between language, interaction, and learning. So, in order to make the classroom space dynamic and more engaging, the teachers as well as the learners need to develop classroom interactional competence, a concept which we'll introduce and we can discuss in the later on. So how successful this constant interaction is cannot be taken for granted. So you can say that when you are going to learn anything or when you are going to discuss anything, we have to make them understand, the students, to make them understand that they and we have to consult with the students. We have to ask the questions. It only it's not only that they are empty headed, or you can say that they don't have any idea about that particular concept. They have idea, but they have an idea about that particular concept. So you can say that the interaction cannot be completely planned, because when you are going to interact in the classroom, the interaction cannot be completely planned, because you don't know what will happen in the stage, or you can say in the classroom. So if we discuss in the particular topic, and the students can the students have some idea about, they can share their opinions, and they can talk with their peers, they can understand the concept. So it's not about that it's a planned program. So we have to it's not a completely planned. So if we completely plan that situation, it would be more artificial. So and now when you are going when we are going to teach a lesson, or when we are going to learn some lesson, so we have to the interaction cannot be completely planned. So that would be, as I have already told, that would be too artificial. Therefore, interaction in the classroom needs to be managed. So you can say that it should be managed, whether they are in the proper track, or what the teacher, or what the instructor is going to instruct. It should be directed in a proper way. So yeah, it's not about that it should be planned, but rather it should be managed in in a particular way. So the language that we use in the classroom plays a very important role in determining the classroom discourse, through which the learner engages with the syllabus as well as with the materials. So when you are going to encourage, or when you are going to play the important role in the classroom discourse, so we have to understand the what type of the students are, how they are eager to learn, or how the classroom will be more interesting. Okay, the teachers can improve their professional practice by developing a closer understanding of classroom discourse, specifically focusing on the complex relationship between language, interaction, and learning. And in order to make the classroom space dynamic and more engaging, teachers as well as the learner need to develop classroom interactional competence. So, as we have already told, that the teacher and the learner should be focused more on the classroom teaching competence. And you can say that the interaction cannot be completely planned, which I've already told. Therefore, interaction in the classroom needed to be managed rather than planned. Moreover, the interaction cannot be managed by the teacher alone. So, even the learners will play an important role in the management of interaction. So when we are going to discuss anything, we have to know about that how the language, how the learning is taking place. So when you are go where it's about the whole process, how successful the constant interaction is, and more about the interaction as well as a social event. These contributions as a part of teacher as well as the learners are crucial for interaction to be successful. So from this viewpoint, we can say that interaction is a kind of co-production, and it involves there's some few complications on that interactions. The major concern is that successful interaction in the classroom involves everybody managing at least five different things simultaneously. So you can say that there are some factors. So who gets to speak? So at first we have to know who gets to speak in a classroom. When we are teaching in a classroom, so it's you can say that 5 to 12, who is the speaker here, who gets to speak? So you can say that the teacher is the speaker as well as the participants is also the speaker, because when you are interacting in the classroom situation, the not only the teacher speaks but also the classroom. So the teachers ask questions to the students, so they answers, and you can say that who gets to speak? The participants are are the, you can say that the speaker here. So the participants can ask questions, can share their feelings. So this is the who get so so you can say that the participants are more or less trying to speak, and the teacher will facilitate them to speak. So the teacher will ask them question, the teacher will motivate them, the teacher will the teacher will ask some questions which or the teacher will create some specific idea, so that they can speak and share their feelings, or share their opinions to the with the teachers. So when you are going to when and the next is what do they talk about? So at first we can say that what are the main topic, or you can say that what are the topic which they are discussing. So we have to know about the topic. So what is the topic, to understand, or to learn about? So the topic should have a clear have a clear idea. So what the topic is and what they are going to learn. And what does each participant do with the various opportunities to speak? So you can say that the teacher should be the teacher should give each and every participants um, the opportunities to speak, because those who are introvert, those who are not in a speaking those who do not want to speak in the classroom, so the teacher will motivate them to speak, because when in a classroom situation, if they do not speak, they will not be we occasionally think that if they do not speak, they do not understand the whole situation. If they ask questions, they are eager to learn about the concept or about the thing. So what do they talk about first, and what does each participant do with the various opportunities to speak? So what sort of atmosphere is created? As you can say that when you are teaching in a classroom, we have to create an atmosphere. So they in that atmosphere, they will feel eager to learn about the situation or learn about the thing. So this is that teacher's role to create an atmosphere. As you can say, it's a tone. So when you are going to ask a question, yeah, the teacher can't ask rudely or roughly. The teacher will ask softly to the students, so about the question, or the students will have the teacher's tone will help the students to feel encouraged or to feel motivated and ask questions and think, they want to learn about the situation. So what sort of atmosphere is created, and as well as what accent and what accent or dialogue or language is used. So you can as we can say that what are the languages it is used in the classroom. So the language which is used should be more or less clear to them. So they have to know about they have to the language should not be in a more in a dramatic way, or you can say that it's not it should be clearly understandable to the students. It should be fluid, and it should be clear to the students. So the teacher, when the teacher is going to interact in the classroom, the language should be more or less clear to the students. And the language or the accent should be and the accent the teacher is using should be clear to the student. So from this topic, we are going to understand some factors in the classroom. So the first of all, who the speaker is, or about the participants, and what do they talk about the topic. What does each participant do with various opportunities to speak? Because when some of them will not answer, or they are not interested to reply anything. So what does each participants do? So there will be different situations. Some when you are when the teacher is asking some question to the students, not every person are interested to speak. So we can say that these five factors are gets to speak, what do they talk about, what does each participant do with various opportunities to speak, and what sort of atmosphere is created, what accent, dialogue, or language is used. So through this, we can understand the classroom situation, the classroom discourse about. So as the topic is about the nature of classroom discourse, so first of all, we have to know about the classroom discourse. So what are the success about, and we as I have already told that the classroom discourse cannot be planned, because but it can be managed in a proper way, so that there's a positive environment in the classroom, and the students are eager to learn about a particular thing or particular topic. So the next is about the features of classroom discourse. So, what are the features of classroom or the features or nature of classroom discourse? So, when we discuss the features of classroom discourse, it helps us to understand about the desired strategies that we need to incorporate in the discourse to facilitate interaction and hence learning in the classroom. So, the following features, I am asking, I am discussing about the features which will enable the teachers to manage classroom discourse effectively. So, what are the classroom discourse? The first of all is elicitation of techniques. So, what is the elicitation of techniques? Elicitation of techniques is by which the teacher gets the learners to give information rather than giving it to them. So you can say the elicitation of techniques is the it's a particular technique used by the teachers. So when you are going to when for example you can say um, the rules and the structures of of that particular topic, or you can say that the teacher can discuss about the rule and the structure of the first conditional by asking learners to look at some examples, then writing on the board something that will help the students to understand about the situation. So elicitation of technique, the techniques is the technique for you can say that the to improve the classroom nature, it's elicitation of techniques. There are some techniques, there are various techniques the teacher can use, because the teacher can ask questions. The teacher can ask the teacher can ask about the different strategy, the teacher can give the different examples of a particular topic. The teacher also can give some situations through which the learner will be interested, or that the learner will be motivated towards the teaching learning process. So you can in the classroom, elicitation is an important technique for various reasons, and as it can help it to develop a learner centric dynamic, and it makes learning memorable as learners can link new and old information, and it can help produce a dynamic and stimulating learning environment. The teacher not only the teacher will ask them questions, but also the teacher will create some memorable situations or memorable use some memorable lines or memorable examples to which the students can connect with the previous knowledge, or the students can connect with the situation. So what you if we can produce a dynamic and stimulating learning environment, it will be useful for the learners, or it will be useful for the students to learn about that particular situation, or that particular thing. So typically a classroom discourse as we all know, that is dominated by question and answer routines, and teachers asking most of the questions, and learner as the principals in which they control the discourse. So you can say that it's not about that the teachers controls the learners. Nowadays the classroom is more student centric. The teacher will help the learners to ask questions. The teacher will help the teacher will help the students to learn about the particular situation. So as you can say that it's a the main question is the teacher asking more questions. So in a classroom, to create to create a vibrant atmosphere in the classroom, the teacher not only will ask the questions to the students, but also the teacher will help the students to grow some questions on that particular topic. And Many of the questions types selected and used by the language teachers are of the close variety and produce only short responses for the student. So when we are going to answer any question, the teacher most of all asks close ended type questions, but and it's of a short type. The students just answer that question, and we can also say that it's remembering type of question. More is more than evaluating or analyzing a situation, analyzing types. So it's as we can say that our questions in the classroom need to have the ability to produce responses which are communicative, so that it's not only about the students, but also the teacher should communicate with the students more fluently, and the teacher will help the students to ask questions, and it will the classroom should be in the classroom environment, or the classroom discourse should be more communicative. And in order to be able to do so, we have to discuss some different types of questions. So what are the different types of questions? First of all, we can say that display questions. What are the display questions? Display questions is one which the teacher already knows the answer. In cases, the learner too knows the teachers knows the answer, but she answers to satisfy the teacher. So, as for example, where is Subhash Chandra Bose born? So, and as you can say that, what is the what are the is what is the different what is the different things we can find in a library. So all these display questions do not normally generate new information, and they demand little thinking. They demand little thinking for the learners, and however it if they are used to certain pedagogic goal, they can serve a very useful purpose. For example, we can say if we are doing accuracy based activity in the class, and our pedagogical goal is to give practice for a newly acquired sound or word, or repeating or newly learned sentence pattern or a word stress, display questions can work successfully in such situation. So also for classroom management purposes, maintaining control of our class, display questions can be used. So this is the various questions which and the display questions. We learn about the display questions, which is about about the question which is already known to the teacher. So the next is referential question. Referential question is about referential questions demand real answers. So they often require thought and effort, and such a question may ask the student to interfere a meaning, to evaluate a statement, or to separate a fact from fiction. So you can say that is early rising is necessary for a good health. Okay, so we can say that what are the different types of is this useful for the students? Early rising. These questions seek real answers. They demand an explanation, and often generate thinking, and can elicit so individuals answers. So what are the difference between display and referential questions? Display question Referential questions are more likely to produce natural responses than display questions, as display questions is more of a fact, and referential questions is more of to analyze the situation. So traditionally, display question to which the teacher already knows the answer are seen as being functionally different from referential questions, but the answer is not known in advance. And we can also say they do have any as you can say that functionally different, but the answer is not known in advance. And display questions typically produce shorter, simpler responses from the learners, while accepting that the purpose of all question is to elicit response. The display the display referential distinction is important. And the next is closed question. Closed question have a single and correct answer. Examples. Closed questions are single or correct answer. So, is Kolkata the capital of West Bengal, or what is the is Is Washington DC is the capital of America? Okay, so it's a open-ended questions, whether close question, whether it is yes or whether it is no. So it's you can say that it's a close question where whether no other responses or will be given. So there's only yes or either yes or either no, or you can also say the true false. All these are closed questions. An open-ended question is and the next is open-ended question. Open-ended questions allows for opinion. So it's as you can understand from that term, open-ended. So it's allows for opinion, and it has more than one correct answer. So it's open-ended questions has more than one correct answer. So as you can say, these all the banks in the city provide the same quality service. Discuss. Or all the schools are or all the schools are providing same type of teaching learning materials to the students. Discuss. Okay, these questions allow for different responses based on differing experiences. So the students can differ experience from these questions. They know about they have felt, or they have the previous knowledge whether all the schools or all the banks are providing same facilities to all the customers. And you can say these open-ended questions the open-ended questions allows for opinion. So the students are sharing their opinions in these open-ended questions. And the next is the factual questions. What is factual questions? Factual questions is about which determines if the students know some required facts or information. They may not normally call for reflection or events, attitudes, or beliefs. For example, who is the president of India? Or how far Hyderabad is from Kolkata? So these above classification of questions clearly shows that these questions types may overlap. Therefore, while classifying a question, we may have to use multiple terms. So a display question could be also factual or close-ended. A referential question can also be open-ended. Another classification of these questions and there are some other various classification proposed by Benjamin Bloom. So he divided the question into 6 types and refined each of them. So it's knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation, which is also now it is also revised in Bloom's taxonomy. As we already know, it's in the Bloom's taxonomy, it is already it is it as I am what should I say? I am discussing about the Benjamin Bloom's. So these types of questions. So he first of all he divided into the questions into 6 types, and as you can see that the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. And after that, there's a revised Bloom's types of questions, which includes remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So it's nowadays you can say that uh, it's a little bit changed from the way from this dimension to another one. So this is the ending of this unit. So we will meet in the other unit.